Welcome. Trauma is my jam, and by that I mean I help you understand what your body is doing. Let's make sense of it together.
When people talk about healing, they usually talk about change. Change your thoughts, change your habits, push yourself, be more disciplined, try harder. But there's a piece that gets missed out in all of that. You cannot build a regulated life on a dysregulated nervous system. And this is where a lot of people start to feel stuck. Not because they don't want change, and not because they're not trying, but and not because they don't understand what to do. It's because their body doesn't feel safe enough yet. And that's what matters. Because when your nervous system doesn't feel safe, it doesn't focus on growth, it doesn't focus on healing, and it doesn't focus on change. It's focused on survival and only survival. And survival mode changes everything. When your system is in protection mode, it is constantly scanning. What can go wrong? What needs to be controlled? What needs to be avoided? It's trying to prevent pain. It's trying to reduce risk. And it's trying to keep inside. And it's trying to keep you inside what feels familiar, even if what feels familiar isn't actually healthy. That's why you can know what to do and still not do it. And that's why you can want change and still feel resistance. And that's why you can feel incredibly aware and still feel stuck in the same patterns. Because your thinking brain and your nervous system are not always working from the same place. Your thinking brain is thinking thoughts like, this is good for me, this is what I wanted, I am safe now. But your nervous system is likely going, this feels unfamiliar, and this feels like exposed, and this feels risky, and we maybe should slow down and think about what we're doing here. And the worry comes in. And when that happens, protection is always going to beat logic. So let's reframe some of the things people are hardest on themselves about: procrastination, overthinking, avoidance, people pleasing. We tend to see these as problems, but a lot of the time, these are safety strategies. Procrastination can be your system trying to avoid the vulnerability of starting something. Overthinking can be your system trying to keep you safe by predicting every possible outcome. Avoidance can be your system saying, I don't have the capacity for this right now. And people pleasing can be your system protecting connection because connection has felt tied to safety. Now, none of this is random, and none of it means that something is wrong with you. Trauma is my jam, which means I am always looking at what your system is doing underneath the surface and not just what it looks like on the outside. Because when we understand what's going on the inside, everything starts to make more sense. And this is where the shift happens. You don't need more pressure, and you don't need to push harder, and you don't need to force yourself into change. What you need is more safety, because safety is the foundation, not the reward at the end. And a lot of people think, I'll feel safe once I change. But healing usually works the other way around. Your body needs to feel safe first so that change can become possible. And the nervous system doesn't learn safety through thinking, it learns through experience, through small moments where your body starts to realize, I'm okay right now. Or this feels familiar to something in the past that wasn't safe, but I'm not there anymore. I'm in this new situation and I am safe. So I can have this trigger and it can mean something different. So The way that I teach this, the way that I do this for myself, the way I encourage my clients is start bringing experiences of safety into your life through small moments where your body starts to realize, I can be okay in this moment. And that's why small things matter more than people think. Simply by bringing your awareness back to the present, by looking around the room and landing your gaze on a neutral object, or bringing your awareness back into your body and like feeling your feet pressed to the floor or the clothing on your body, or, softening your shoulders, or bringing your awareness back to some intentional breath and just, making that exhale slightly longer than the inhale. These moments might seem small. And like, honestly, you can do these discreetly and quickly pretty much anytime. But these small moments have such a huge impact because this is how your nervous system learns something new. Not all at once, not through force, but through repetition. So if you're feeling stuck in your healing, instead of asking yourself, why can't I just do this? Try asking yourself, what would help my body feel safe enough to do it? Because that's where change actually begins. Not in pressure, not in perfection, but in safety. And when your body starts to feel safer, boundaries become easier, rest becomes easier, consistency becomes easier, and trying again becomes easier. Not because you forced it, but because your system isn't trying to protect you from it anymore. So start small, 30 seconds right now. Either look around your environment and put your attention to an object, or intentionally come into your breath, or bring your awareness into your body and feel. For the next 10 seconds, give your nervous system a moment of something different. Because change becomes possible when your body stops having to protect you from it. And listen, this is not something that happens overnight. Introducing safety into our nervous system takes time because it takes repetition. So, if you are wanting to bring moments of safety and regulation into your body, here is what I recommend. Find one time a day and build it into your schedule where you already have a routine. So maybe you brush your teeth every morning. Just before you start to brush your teeth, give yourself 10 seconds of regulation. Focus on an object in the room, come into your body, or do some intentional breath. That 10 seconds every single day will continue to add up. And then if you want to expand it and add more, wonderful. But I always recommend start off small, have a goal. And maybe it's not to do it every day. Maybe your goal to start off is I'm going to twice this week, Tuesday and Thursday, I am going to do a nervous system regulation. I'm going to do an intentional breath before I brush my teeth. Sorry, I'm passionate about this because I understand that the healing that happened for me when I started to recognize and understand that my nervous system needed to heal differently than my thinking brain did. Because in the beginning part of my own personal healing journey and the work I did with people, my focus was on the thinking brain. But my accident and brain injuries taught me that there was a whole other system in my body that needed healing, and that was the nervous system. And so that's why I'm passionate about it. So I'm sorry if I ramble, but yes, practice every single day if possible for yourself. Build that regulation time into your already daily activity schedule so that it just happens, are two ways that you can set up success to do that for yourself. All right, now that I have rambled, What I want to say in the closing of this video, thank you for allowing me to share this information with you. If this is something you're wanting to understand on a deeper level and you're looking for more personalized support in your own healing and you feel called to work with me, you can connect with me directly through my website. Thank you all for being here and allowing me to share this information. And I just want to take a moment and acknowledge you. Just you showing up here today is a moment of inviting safety and information into helping your nervous system heal. So, congratulations to you. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments, did this resonate with you? Are there any topics specifically that you'd like to learn a little bit more relating to trauma and the brain and the nervous system and healing? Drop that in the comments so that I can go ahead and help create content that you need directly. All right, my friends, thank you so much.